Hello and welcome to this week's edition of FX Addicts Weekly Market Update. Today is August 31st, 2012. This is Tim, the Currency Professor, and so we get to look at today the final day of the month for August and see what's going on here. The euro rallying quite a bit today, but we're off of our highs by quite a bit. We're up 65 pips right now. We were up about 120 earlier, and so it has since fallen back about half of where we were. And we can see here by all these geometric lines that we're pricing ourselves up on the upper end here of the range and this correction that we're having. So if we look at the uppermost line here that we have, this is the extreme that we could probably go to, and that would take us up then into Monday's session, up around maybe around the 126.50 area. That would be about it. This fact that we pulled back today and we're probably going to close in this area, not really a great sign. Right back to the top end of the range that we were at for the last 2 weeks. So overall, not very positive. Stochastics are kind of stuck here on the upper end of their range. If we look at the weeklies, we can see how we've surpassed now this upper channel line, and this week we're now failing to get back under it. So that is actually a positive sign on the weeklies. The stochastics look very strong on the weeklies. Have drawn in a secondary line here, so it is possible we could see some resistance next week at this area, which is around 126.68. So we could pop up that far beginning of the week next week and then possibly fall back. The fact that we are closing above this outer channel line, this is the first time that we've done that now in quite a while, several months. We did it back here, and we did it back here as well, but we came right back the next week, and we have not done that now this week. This will be the second week up above that. So it is fairly strong looking now. We may have a bottom in here, and we may rally. Still a little bit too early to tell, and then again, it's just on the weeklies. On the monthlies, we're going to close out the month here lower than last month's high, so it's still fairly bearish. We could though bounce around the same range for another month and maybe even make a bottom down here then for a rally. Really don't expect that, but there certainly is a lot of optimism that the ECB will do their tricks, and Germany will come around and allow them to do their tricks to enhance the debt of Spain and Italy, and everyone seems to think that the Greece issue now is pretty much over with, and that they're going to get through it. So there is a possibility here fundamentally that we could find some common ground to go higher. And on the monthlies here, the stochastics, you can see how we've kind of turned around there. So it's a possibility we could rally out of there, albeit probably not very much, but there could be a small rally. Fundamentally, over the long term, the euro is still extremely overvalued to the dollar. Pound against the dollar, also a very nice rally there, up 84 pips. We are off of our highs slightly. The interesting part though is we could not muster enough to get back above these highs where we actually have a turnaround here. So this may actually be a short-lived rally in the pound. We'll have to see what happens on Monday's and Tuesday's session. Monday's session we would have to close above these highs around 159.15 area, and if we closed above that, then that would be positive, and we could certainly see the market rallying some more off of that. If we look on the weeklies, well, now we're in the fourth week up, and we still haven't surpassed last week's highs, but it is starting to move a little bit up. Looks like we could rally all the way up to about the 160.50, 160.75 area, and then fall back. Technically though, four weeks in a row here, that's the longest run that we've had in quite a long time. You'd have to go all the way back here over a year ago to see that same type of pattern or same type of number of up periods. So Really don't have a lot of faith in this. It's kind of struggling to go higher. If we look on the monthlies also, we are closing the month out above the last 2 months, so that is a positive sign. The real question is how far can we really rally here? This whole consolidation area is starting to break down. We've been along this excuse me, been along this trend line now for just about 4 months, and we keep bouncing up off of it. At some point here we are going to fall through there, so it's just a matter of time. U.S. dollar against the Swiss franc, giving back quite a bit today, making some new lows in this pattern, and then rallying back as we come up to the close. Down about 50 pips, and we were down about 100 earlier, and we've rallied back since. So doesn't look too bad from a turnaround standpoint here. So if we could consolidate Monday and Tuesday next week, there's a very good possibility that we could rally back up out of here. Same on the weeklies. We look at the weeklies. We're still really in a very nice upwardly mobile uptrend here. So really don't expect that to change. We could fall down here, drawn in a trend line here, down around 93.75. We could get down to that low and then still rally back. So overall the uptrend is still intact there, and same on the monthlies. Monthly still looks fairly strong, even though this month is a down month. U.S. dollar against the Japanese yen, breaking down below its most recent lows and below last week's lows, down 33 points today, around the 78.30 area. It really looks like we're trying to hold on to this minor trend line here that was at one point a resistance, and now it's becoming a slight support. So the question is will we ride it on down, or will we turn around from here? This is now the same area we've really been trading in for the last couple of months, and if we look at the weeklies here, we can see how it even flattens out here on the weeklies a little more for us. So we're really in the same range that we've been at for more or less about 6 months, with the exception of a couple of little blips up. Now, really thinking that it might have to sell off very quickly here and then come right back very quickly. There is that possibility that can happen. We look at the monthlies. Well, the monthlies still signal a turnaround here. We broke out above this 4-year trend line, and we did it with very good conviction. So there's definitely a change of trend here, going to the upside now. The question is how long it's going to take to correct and consolidate before we actually start moving vigorously to the upside. And that could happen really at any point in time here. We've consolidated now for just about 4 months, and this is the 4th month. So next month it could very well rally. We could have a spike down and then rally back up all in the same month. So we'll have to wait and see here, but longer term still looks fairly positive. Euro against the Swiss still hanging out there around 128, 10, 7, whatever your quote service says, but essentially going nowhere. Euro against the yen, very small ranges all week, and in the same range now at the end of the week as we were at the beginning of the week, having a lot of difficulty here rallying any more from where it is. We look at the weeklies. We have kind of gotten above what could be construed as a breaching of a minor trend line here, but really it's having a lot of difficulties rallying at all. And we look at the monthlies, we can see how we're just bouncing up this month. We're going to finish out the month as a positive, but longer term still looks very negative. Really wouldn't be surprised to see this sell off down in those upper 80s, lower 90s. Really, we've been talking about that for a long time here, and really wouldn't be surprising to have us dip down there at any point in time. It's a very, very vulnerable type of pattern here for that to happen. That is it for this week. Certainly stop on by FX Addicts if you haven't already. I am in the process of writing a book, so I am not always on the site, but if you shoot me an email or drop me a phone call or whatever, Skype, I will certainly respond back to you, and we can talk about any questions you may have. Thank you, and have a good week trading.